Dolls.
Guys, happy Friday when you hear this, or at least one of these.
Yeah, it's Friday.
First full week of September.
Underway.
Can you believe?
Shocking, actually. I can't believe I've been back for a week that went by like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what has even happened?
I can't believe you were gone for that long.
I know.
Do you miss it?
Yeah. This town sucks.
This town?
This province?
Yeah.
This county? LA sucks. It sucks. It has for a long time. It's never coming back. It is what it is now. And it's only going to get worse. And I'm fucking leaving. And it's just a matter of time. I'm 1 foot out the door. I'm one pussy lip out the door.
I'm one lip on another hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time this guy dumped me by telling me he had 1 foot in Mexico City.
That, you're like, and good riddance.
And good night to you.
If that's like a white person telling you
Yeah,
that like lives in America.
He lives.
No.
Yeah.
And
Good day to you, sir.
good day to you. Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your travels.
Mm-hmm. Buon giornato.
We're all kind of one pussy lip out the door, though.
Yeah.
I am.
I am hugely.
I mean,
I'm plotting a grand exit.
the Exodus, as they
The
say.
exodus. I'm in Exodus mode.
They're all back.
I know. Elizabeth told
out.
me today that on her street there was like a truck full of burners unloading. They were covered in mud.
Clown car?
Yeah.
On the east side. Love
Silver
that.
Lake, they touched down.
They touched down in SL.
They go Exodus complete.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Originally it was going to be today that they all got out.
Damn, so things worked out.
Things worked out.
Did you see that woman I posted?
I watched it like muffled kind of, but I didn't commit to it.
It's important to really commit to her
What
long
did she
videos.
say?
Her energy is some of the most chaotic narration energy I've ever experienced. She's like, we're here on the ground at Burning Man. And yes, it's really muddy and we're running out of food, but we're so happy to be here. And I'm maintaining like a super positive attitude because the only alternative is me having a breakdown that I don't actually know if I can get back from. So I'm maintaining positivity. And yes, someone died yesterday, but you know what? That's okay. And it's truly a roller coaster of high-low. It's not ironic. I was like, I need her. She is the voice of life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is like
Chouse.
maintaining its absolute chouse, maintaining positivity through every horror that befalls you, because the only other option is to fall into a pit of despair that you never can claw your way out from.
Is to walk into fire.
Yeah.
I love that. I do. Some of the Dr. Deb, she really she was really gatekeeping the experience. What I love is that the Burning Man experience is supposed to be like, come on, come all, like all are welcome as long as you like come on in with an open heart and like everyone here, like everyone's doing their own thing, like we accept all. Meanwhile, she's like, this is the slow mass extinction of the sparkle pony. Just totally gatekeeping. Like the burners that have been doing it for decades are like totally unwelcoming to the new people. And it's like, yeah, whatever, annoying rich people, but like that's part of your, manifesto is like welcoming everyone, no matter who they are, how annoying they are.
I know they should probably open it up more to like the low income housing community and get them on board. I just than love, they already have.
Yeah, I just like all the gatekeeping and the like propaganda and the stories we tell ourselves.
I'm obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than Vanderpump Rules.
And one last I saw something yesterday about someone being like, I really focused on challenging myself this year. I'm like, challenging yourself? You're doing ketamine in a dust storm.
That is challenging.
I guess that is.
It's challenging to stay alive at Burning Man. It's challenging not to lose your damn mind.
Or have like heart palpitations from all the speed you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Mango just had to be airlifted out of the sound
My
pit.
baby. He's back.
He is back. He's looking really youthful.
I told you the vet said that his health is that of a young dog.
He's aging in reverse, like that Silicon Valley guy that spends $2 million a year.
Who I think is just like transitioning.
He's transitioning into a youthful 18-year-old.
But he wears like chiffon all the time and like
I'm obsessed with him. I recently got into his his website because he's building like a protocol that like anyone can use to be doing this, which you basically just devote your entire life to being like tested and like eating lentils and 3 pieces of steamed cauliflower and
millions of dollars.
Yeah, but maybe not millions. He's spending millions being like the test rabbit so that he can develop it and then tell other people, mansplain to them what to do with their bodies.
It's kind of cool.
It's cool.
How much does he have? Like
really,
$1 billion?
What?
Does he have like $1 billion?
Probably close to that. I think he sold a company for like near 100 million or something.
I have to say though, he kind of is giving cunt in his like midriff, like kind of athleisure wear, but it's like very femme. He wears like femme jade green tops all the time and like has his hair grown out, and like I'm telling you, he's looking a little like feminized, and I think it's kind of cunt.
Maybe when you age in reverse, you unwittingly undergo facial feminization.
I mean, it looks great. So
because he probably looked kind of like
I saw when he looked
young twink.
Well, he looked very just like average tech guy before, like.
But do you know what he looked like when he was in his teens? Because he's like biologically, he's like 18 now. He shares all his biomarkers, like every test point, so you can see what it is. And he is literally like his body. He's like stopped aging.
How long will he live?
Maybe to like 140.
That's sick.
It's really fucking crazy.
I just saw that one picture of his dad and him both like hovering over his son.
He has his whole family.
No, I know, but they were like hovering over the son, being like, "Oh, blood bank." Like they were like,
but his son's on it too now.
No,
if you start probably as like a young person, it is kind of like transitioning, because if you start really young, then you probably have a chance. You probably live to like 200. What would you do for 200 years? But I feel like a lot of the fun things to do in life are also harmful and cause death. Like that's part of the fun of being alive.
You kind of have to be very careful at all times and like devote your entire every waking thought to not being self-destructive, which is like you said, that's part of the fun.
Well, the way he explains it is that he turns off his mind, like he's letting essentially like a mixture of science and AI do all of his thinking for him, because if he lets his brain decide what it wants to eat, he's gonna eat like pizza and donuts. So he's turning it over. He's given his life over to like this higher power, if you will, and that's who's like steering the ship now.
AI Gaia. Turning your life over to a power greater than you.
This is
12 steps.
This is a really cool new-ish religion, I think, that's coming into the mix.
Well, I know like Jeff Bezos is sort of trying similar things. Like I think all these, like Peter Thiel, I think all these people are trying to biohack.
Definitely.
Because they all want to live. I saw a picture of the Kardashians with Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, and I was like, oh, they got their spot on the ark. They finally they minted their deal to be on Bezos's escape ark.
I love it. I want to be on Bald Daddy's yacht and in his escape ark.
No, I'm talking about the ark.
Yeah, I want to be there.
Leave this planet when it's over. Stop.
No, here we go.
Come on.
Control your dog. Mango's been out of the game you can tell he's been out of pod practice for a month. He's back to his old tricks.
I like when he goes.
He stopped breathing to take it all in, to really
He loves father's hug.
soak in the compliment.
Father's embrace. No, but I think they're all going to be living till they're like 180.
I'm just...
Doll, I'm trying. Look. He's a willful little motherfucker.
You're going to have to tie him to your belt loop like I do with Tony sometimes.
No, I will.
You better hide that ball.
It's
you
in
know
my
that's
pocket.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, keep it there so he just stares.
He really is only subservient to Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Me, even though like
you say, Mango, stop. Mango, come here. Mango, don't do that. And he literally has never listened to you one time.
but he loves me.
Remember the time he tried to hang himself
Yeah,
while we potted? That was cool.
but he loves father.
Oh, he absolutely does.
But I wouldn't want to live that long.
I would, just
If I
because it
looked-
would mean...
I guess seeing the progression of things would be interesting.
I don't care for the progression of things whatsoever, but it would be fun to then extend life to go see the entire world. Like to be able to go travel
and be in first class.
and be in first class traveling at age 220 to like some weird place in China that you've never been, like a field in China.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cunt. That's the only reason. And alone time. Think about everyone's dead. No one can bother you.
You're going to be
You
like
can
that
make new
influencer who went
friends.
to Shein at like age 180, getting a tour of some factory in China, and you're influencing at age 180.
I want nothing to do with a factory, but I want everything to do with like
A field in China.
just an obscure random destination.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the perks of living hundreds and hundreds of years.
Well, yeah, it would be like
You
sort
can
of
see every movie.
how the other live.
Yeah.
Like just living in like Praha. For
More
like,
time to travel, more time to watch movies, more time to read, less people bugging you. Because if ageism exists now, by the time you're 200, you are literally invisible to the human eye.
But what if you look great though?
You probably will, because biologically you'll be 69.
You're gonna look like literally like I want to look like Madonna in Ray of Light era at age 140.
If you started now on the biohacking regime, you would go full with the facial feminization of it all.
I would die.
Your hair would also grow.
Yeah.
You would first enter your Madonna, whatever that crow video was that she did.
Frozen.
You'd be
Yes.
frozen first because of the black hair.
Yeah.
Be long, luscious, down to your butt. Then you'd go silk shirt, dye the hair, get highlights, ray of light zone.
Just
You'd
rate-
be-
just at the discotheque.
You'll be 59 by the time it all like shakes out, but you'll look 35.
59 with like sinewy arms that like look like a redwood tree.
And you'll go like this.
That's what I want. I guess I'll start.
This can be yours. What if we went on?
Biohack and pod at the same time. and
Should
just
we
see-
go on like the aging in reverse regimen? For me to go through that and actually not flip out and kill someone would be a miracle.
I can't commit to not smoking right now, so that's out the window. Gotta have my fix.
You age in reverse, yet you also age in disease accelerated at the same time.
Look, I will quit at one point, but right now I just
You should
can't.
do both and see how it shakes out.
Okay.
Maybe because
Just
I'll
eat
bet
lentils and smoke cigs.
the
mean, the
farts
people in
that
the-
would and the breath of a lentil.
Wait, but the blue zone people, like some of them are smoking cigs, and
Yeah, in Europe, I don't think they smoke cigs the same way Americans smoke cigs. Because
No.
it's very cig friendly. I lit up a Vogue too.
ooh,
I came back for a little
ashtray moment.
ashtray moment, for a little encore.
Yeah.
I love
A Mediterranean cig.
leaving the stage going, goodbye. I've actually stopped smoking. I quit.
Yeah,
And then
telling me forcefully on our last touring trip, I was like, "Do you want to sing?" And you were like, "No."
I
You
said
went,
no.
Laura went, "No, I quit." And I went, "Okay." And then to know in but 2 months she'll be under the military.
I will make an encore. I'll go. La vie. You hear like the music softly playing like around you,
Yeah.
and it goes. This is La Vie. And that's when you know I've lit up a cig somewhere.
Miss Marlboro Lights. Miss Parliament.
No, it was Vogue.
Ooh.
It was Vogues. They're long and so thin.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they didn't have Vogues, I switched to one called Glamour.
I mean, when in Greece?
On smoking.
When in Rome?
They asked me to, essentially. They say, here, we're going to leave an ashtray on every table. And you can just smoke at dinner. You can't do that. That's novel.
I was at an event last night and there were ashtrays on every table, but I felt too self-conscious to smoke.
No, LA, you get like the smokers culture in LA is that you gather in one tiny zone and you really like take refuge with each other. And then you don't leave that zone all night.
Basically, when you go out in LA, just know no one's eating and no one will smoke.
No, but you will find the smokers. They'll just be off the
course.
beaten path, and then you'll be connected to them for the rest of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
But in Europe, it was like, I think it's like, you have 2 cigarettes a day or something like that. And meanwhile, you start giving me 1 cig a day, and within 3 days, it's like 5 cigs a day. And then it just goes bonk. I'm like, let's stop and have a cigarette. Like, and I was not noticing. People don't smoke and walk in Europe. I think that's actually fairly trashy to do.
Yeah.
So I felt weird
in Europe,
about that.
we break for bread. Speaking of La Vie en rules, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner divorcing. And I didn't realize like what an internet couple they are. Like social media is obsessed with them. But Entertainment Tonight posted about it, and the top comment was Marion Cotillard going,
"Oh yeah,
no," in all caps.
I've always wondered
like,
what sends Marion Cotillard to a place of Kitchen Island.
Not the strike, not a pandemic. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner.
She goes, no. She went full island gal.
Totally. And I was like, this is why Instagram is so beautiful, is like we get stuff like this. Like what was going through her mind?
She was devastated.
She was really devastated.
She went, no.
She's a fascinating person. She's a real weirdo.
She's one to watch.
She believes 9/11 was a construction job, not an inside job.
Like they built the implosion devices within the...
Yeah, they wanted to demolish it, so they sent it out. They did a big show to send it out. I mean, I just love her. Like,
I like where her head's at.
she's off her fucking... But I love that.
No! Did you see, while I was gone...
While I was gone, the island boys made out with each other. Who?
The island boys.
What island boys?
You don't know the island boys? The island guys?
No.
Those guys with like dreadlocks that got famous doing cameos being like, island guys.
No.
Wait, Carrie.
Are they...
Hold, please.
Are they like
Hold,
comedians?
per favore. No, they're not comedians. They're...
Oh, I know who they are.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Wow. They made out?
They kissed.
Why?
And that because someone said kiss. And so they
Was
did.
it hot?
Kind of. Wasn't not hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was just also strange because that's incest. So
Yeah, they're like twins, right?
they're brothers.
Yeah.
But then people were like, you guys are fucking crazy for doing that. And then one of them goes, well, the other brother's gay. So then he came out as gay. One of the island boys is gay.
Wow.
I said,
He's like, it's okay if I kiss my
welcome,
brother. He's
faggot.
gay.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, you're not doing much for the people that love to equate gayness with incest.
Yeah.
But that's you're new here.
He can't.
You'll learn.
He
I
outed
love
his brother.
His allyship to his brother was literally tongue kissing him on the internet. That's cool.
It's kind of punk rock.
That's very punk rock.
Are they like American or European?
I think
Russian?
I don't know what they're not Russian. Do you know who I'm talking about?
They're those guys that like
They're
kind
those
of look
guys.
like those guys. They kind of look like they're always stoned.
They have like tattoos and dreadlocks.
Yeah, but they're
like
kind of
white, I think.
no, but they look kind of like Eastern European vaguely, right?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Where are they from? They make out on OnlyFans.
Tony's just scowling at Mango.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you come in here, you disrupt.
Wait, what episode are we recapping first?
We're recapping SLC.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I've seen them. They look like They look like Sideshow Bob a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their accents lead me to believe Fly Soldier, their working name. I think they're in Miami.
I love that. My brother's gay, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In July 2023, after videos of them kissing to promote their OnlyFans account went viral, Alex came out as gay.
Nice.
That's the way to do it, honestly. Monetize. Monetize, bitch. Kiss your brother and get people to subscribe.
More straight guys should be kissing their gay brothers in solidarity with the LGBTQ community.
I can't agree more. Okay,
Speaking of incest,
bad Bravo girly because I had no idea.
It snuck up on me too.
Zero idea that
My
it
mom
was out.
had to tell me.
Elizabeth told me.
Elizabeth, co-host of Juniche. Yeah, it was a shocking moment, but I'm also not mad because it was.
No, I'm not mad. It's good
so
to be back.
Hard. It's so good to be back. I was dreading it. Flop. Without Jen. Flop.
I was too, but then I too breathed a sigh of relief.
And we might not have Jen, but we have Mary Cosby. So let's just get into it. I'm Carey.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to Sexy Unique Podcast.
Salty You Talk Me.
So they do like a teaser for later in the season, and they're on Bermuda. Speaking of island gals,
they are island gal. I was like, what? I didn't put together that as a teaser because it was so random.
Yeah.
Heather on her balcony, like flipping out. I just was like, what is this found footage?
Yeah, it was very Cloverfield.
It was.
You just hear Heather going, I just wrote not this. You hear Heather going, I'm trembling, like fully trembling. I'm trembling. And then you see the producers, you see them pick up the camera and run on in because they know they got some good footage to film.
Heather also, loves the opportunity to go, guys, not now, not now.
Guys, not now. And then you hear her go, how did we all fall for it?
What could they possibly be talking about?
And then they cut to this transcendent Mob Wives-esque kind of half. That should just be, instead of like the taglines, like that should just be the opening.
That might be the opening now.
I hope so. I hope they just do something so different with SLC now.
They're getting avant-garde with the editing of this show, and it's fine-tuned, and I'm not mad at it.
It was very, hold on world, you move too fast. Yeah. The big, big bad, the reason I'm alive. Wait, I caught this. You hear Whitney say this. Hold on.
They're all saying Bible verses.
It is not an enemy that taunts me. Instead, it is you.
So they're all doing like walking around the streets of a very kind of drab looking SLC. It looks busted in that opening.
Well, it's also in a gray filter.
No, but just the city was like very empty and boring looking.
Mm-hmm.
But So we know for a fact that Heather and Whitney are at odds still.
Yeah. And we open on Lisa Barlow, the queen of Sundance, at work once again.
Yeah. She goes, 86 those chairs. Let's move this couch up and let's lower the lighting by 20%.
I was like,
She's walking around with a little fur, like a little.
you cannot help but be transfixed by the queen doing what she does best, rule over her willing subjects.
Yeah.
And produce an event with no time.
While wearing a purple frosted lip.
She goes, well, we threw that together really fast. We did it. I've got to go.
I've got to go. She's like, I've been working Sundance for the last 14 years. And then you just see her. And I just love her giving directions. It's like, move that water over there. Move that table. It looks so good in here. It doesn't look that good. I'm going to be honest.
Fine. It was
but
like,
it's a, you know what? It's a
venue.
It's a venue. It's like probably an 11:30 party.
no one cares how it looks at the end of the day. They just want Vita tequila cocktails and an open bar.
And who picks her up? Daddy John.
Daddy John looks like Lisa recently forced him to get a spray tan and he's uncomfortable with it.
She goes, oh my God, I'm so tired. I went to bed at 2 last night, but I had to wake up at 5. I had 3 hours of sleep.
She goes, it's crazy life. Hang on one sec. I got a text.
Hang on one more second. She goes, it's just really hard. I want the kids to know that I'm still there for them. Hold on a second. I got another message. And then she starts crying because Jack, her oldest, is graduating high school. And she goes, recently Jack sat me down to tell me something. And I was like, oh my God, he's either... And then, no, he's going on mission.
He's going on mission for 2 years. He planned it completely secretly, didn't tell them
For a
about
year.
it. And then came forward and was like, I'm not like you and Dad. And this is my calling. And this is what I'm going to go do, is be a Mormon missionary.
She goes, so Jack's giving up 2 years of his life to basically help everyone else in the world.
When you would rather be a Mormon missionary than
Yeah.
sell fresh wolf,
He wants
I kind of
out.
get that. He wanted out and that was the only way.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was brainwashed probably at some point, but I think he sees this as like college isn't good enough. Because they would probably want him to go to like Brigham Young and stay local. He's got to go to like Yugoslavia.
Well, he also, it's like, I don't know. You either go to college and are an entrepreneur and own your own business, or you go on a mission for 2 years.
You go
and
to-
you probably sleep on cots or something.
Yeah,
And you
to
go try and like, you go to like
Turkey.
Turkey or like Africa and then try and like convert people to Mormonism.
Yeah.
I love the pitch of being like, you know, they like are always saying you never know who you're related to. You might be related to George Washington. I wonder where they'd take things like in Africa.
Or just like
Just
yeah.
somewhere where no one is actually related to George Washington or John Adams or any American
Yeah.
person. What's the pitch then?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's a very intense concept. It's like you're a teenager going to be degraded for 2 years by people slamming their door in your face.
But maybe you'll make friends and maybe you get a little crazy.
Maybe you'll do some gay shit.
Lisa's devastated.
She starts crying and he goes, well, Lisa, what were you doing at 17? She goes, I was in New York City at the Limelight. I was like, fucking slay.
I'm obsessed with her. She goes, if I don't know what he's thinking for a year, what else don't I know? I love her taking it to a place of what else
Nefarious.
don't I know?
Yeah.
But also, what else don't you know? He planned this for a year.
That's
you are
pretty-
really not involved. When a child plans,
Yeah, he's a parentified child.
don't you just have access to your kids' like social media logins and everything? If I had a kid, they
Something's going
don't
on.
get to plan a single thing.
Not to add any fuel against my queen, Lisa Barlow, but I do believe something is going on in that family.
If I were
There's
Henry,
dysfunction.
I'd be kind of excited to get to be the main character
Mhm.
of the kids.
Well, Jack goes off to like Budapest. Heather is moving from the home that she's lived in for 20 years to a home 3 blocks away.
Work.
I guess her book came out. I didn't even know.
Her book came out. It was a New York Times bestseller. So she immediately moved to a new house.
She opened up the second
Beauty Lab and Laser is opening its doors. Things are really looking up for Heather Gay.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was really down on her last season.
Yeah, she was annoying as fuck.
But I was happy to see her.
Me too.
You know, like I'm not going to read her book. I don't care that much, but it was a welcome sight to see her again.
The thing about Jen Shah is that she was really toxic.
Yeah, I think she really was.
And she was a full-fledged criminal.
Yeah, and she was an abusive friend. Like she hit her friend. She like beat Heather up.
And Heather still has her back, still hasn't said on the like, give it up. She's already in prison.
She's in prison for 7 years.
Yeah, she's not coming out anytime soon. That was my only beef with Heather, is that I'm like, then just fucking say, like, point blank, you got hit in the eye. She's still protecting her.
She's ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
Heather,
I guess you gotta like respect that.
I respect a ride or die even when it's like dysfunctional and like makes them look really stupid. I have some respect for that kind of loyalty.
I wish we would get a check-in with Sharif, but I know that it's probably best for that entire family if we don't. They need to be out of the public eye.
I hope Sharif marries someone else.
Yeah.
Like someone nice.
Jen was a criminal.
Jen's a bad person.
She's a criminal and she's now serving time in jail.
She's serving, but not in the way that she thought.
But probably is also serving in jail. Jail is truly the best place for her. Jail. Meredith comes over.
Meredith arrives.
She's got a real bee in her bonnet.
She goes, "Why are you shoveling your own walk?" She goes, "Certainly up in Park City we hire people to remove snow and ice for us."
Meredith is so not what I thought she was going to be.
Yeah, like the queen.
Yeah, but it's
she's not.
Whatever it is, I really am enjoying it. It's just very jarring and it's taken a turn of just not the direction I expected it to go.
She continues to not fit into this world. Like, why does she live in Utah?
That's a great question.
I know it's because Park City is like affluent and like it's like the community up there is really supportive of her jewelry. Like she has a lot of customers there. It's a natural fit, but it still is confusing to me why she doesn't live in like New York.
Meredith loves to approach people that she has a problem with and go like this.
Yeah.
This whole season is Meredith getting in people's faces.
She holds the shovel like a fork in salad. She holds it with one hand. She goes, "Well, you're certainly the first friend I've had on the New York Times bestseller list."
And we find out that Meredith is upset because Whitney ran her mouth and said that she doesn't like to take baths with her significant other.
I.e. Meredith and Seth sharing a bath last season. She thinks it's really dirty. Fluids, DNA. I'm like, you have like gangbangs in your hot tub, bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and also you don't take a bath and then end at the bath. The bath isn't the end point of your bathing journey. You shower after. Right? I don't know anyone who takes a bath and then feels like, wow, I'm extremely clean now and I'm done with this. I'm going to put lotion on and get into bed. Like you always rinse afterwards.
Meredith goes, she goes, "Whitney was talking to the press." New York Post. And she said, "Me sharing a bath was creepy." And I said, "Rest assured, my housekeeper cleans my tub every day. Does Whitney clean her hot tub when she invites 85 people into it?" I was like, she got her there. Not that there's anything wrong with swinging, but I'm just like, don't be a hypocrite. You were rolling around in like
fucking in a bath is also way better than fucking in a hot tub.
Yeah, there's chlorine and like.
I'm Team Meredith, but this beef also feels really manufactured.
Well, Heather like laughs at what Whitney said because Heather's like a loller.
So who cares?
And then she goes, and then I realized Meredith is actually mad, and she goes, "Don't go after my bathtub."
But don't you think she's kind of pretending too?
Yeah, but also I think Meredith is like, I think she's gotten like so warped by being on the show that she like leans into the drama so hard that she forgets that it's not real. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like
Part of me
it
thinks
is
she's
her
taking it
entire life now.
Yeah, part of me thinks she's actually serious.
She might be.
And then we cut on over. We see booties walking on the snowy sidewalk, and we hear echoing sound bites of Mary Cosby in seasons past. "You can go, little girl."
Mary goes, "You better buckle up because here I am."
She's looking fab, looking fierce. Hair
I
to
missed
the
her
gods.
so much.
It was really amazing to see her again. I know she's probably a criminal too. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Take that out, Ness. I know she's probably up to no good in some ways, but
she's delightfully vague and things are as confusing as ever, but that's the energy that I need, and I don't ask nor do I yearn for her to change.
I actually think she seemed more with it than she did before, but I think it's because she's fully leaning into just being off the rocker that it actually makes sense to me now.
And there's no question. There's nothing to like hide anymore. It just is what it is. And you'll never really know the truth with her. She goes, "Robert Jr. has a girlfriend, but everyone tells me it's his wife." And the producer goes, "But you don't know?" And she goes, "I haven't had time to ask him."
She goes, "We live in the same house." She goes, "I don't know."
That kind of thing is like,
her son is married.
when people do that kind of thing, you always know someone who like has something going on like that.
Yeah.
Where they don't know an answer that they should know.
Yeah. But you're like, why don't you know that?
And they're like, and you're just like, how do you live in this eternal space of
Vagueness?
Questioning? Or you do know and you're not saying, but you're going to pretend like you don't. It's fascinating.
I think it's a mix of both for Mary. She's a very traumatized person.
Mm-hmm. She's a child bride. But it's a fascinating pathology, her particular vagueness.
I really love her bizarre friendship with Meredith. She raps on Meredith's shop door and comes out and she can't get the door open, and you just hear Meredith go, "Oh, Mary's struggling." And then Mary saunters on in and she says that she hasn't kept in touch with any of the women except Meredith.
Fair.
There's something, they have some kind of bond.
I think Meredith truly did just continually reach out to Mary and was like, "I'm going to be this woman's friend. And no matter what she does, I'm here for her." And I absolutely respect that.
I also think she was like, she needs to be on the show.
And I think it had something to do with Walter. R.I.P. Didn't Meredith know Walter too? I just feel like...
Oh yeah, he died, right?
Yeah, he died. I know, it's
How did he
devastating.
pass? COVID?
He's probably just old.
Yeah.
But we will make it to Walter's one day. Hopefully it's still up and running and as good as ever. But I feel like when Meredith got like an invite to Walter's and got like an inside track via Mary, it was some sort of chicness factor that she then decided, I need to be this person's friend for life.
She goes, "Robert Sr. has been in Vegas for 6 months and he just got home and we were apart for that long." And the producer goes, "How was that?" And Mary goes, "It was great." I think Mary's like, get that man away from me as much as possible. Which I don't blame her.
I'd be the same way. It's
get
better.
my grandfather away from me.
Also, the longer you're in a marriage or like a relationship like that, I think eventually you kind of get to a place of like, get away from me. You get to a place of, why don't you go to Vegas for 6 months?
I think Mary just genuinely loves being in her palatial home, like amongst her clothes and just like talking to herself.
Mm-hmm. Trying on crowns.
She's very Sutton in that way. Meredith hasn't talked to Jen Shah since she's been to prison, which I'm like, love that. The producer goes, really? Wow. And then Meredith goes, well, what do you want me to do? She's in prison. Like, it's all over. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Seems hard to get in touch with a prisoner.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't know how to go about it.
Mary says, it's karma.
Mary laughs when Meredith says, like, and Jen's in prison now. Mary literally chuckles to herself. Queen shit. And then she refuses.
The ladies' room.
Okay.
Mango, go have some water.
The pretty leaves, all the things we want to see. I love the fall, especially in New York. Apple pie.
That's like, it sounds like you singing. That's how you would sing.
Bitch.
The line, I love the fall, especially in New York, was very you.
I love the fall.
Especially in New York.
I like that Lisa Barlow's become like she met Naomi Campbell last night. Naomi was like flipping out over meeting her.
They're one and the same, long, straight hair, kind of sisters in that way.
Lisa's really popped off as like the one
I always knew.
loves.
I always knew. I swear to God.
Come here.
Airlifting.
My cavalier's out of control.
He's out of control. He's so cute. He's cuter than ever. And maybe he knows it and that's why he's acting a fool.
He knows.
Mango, be professional. We're on air.
He just knows he can get away with anything with me.
Mm-hmm. He goes, now what can I get?
I love the fall, but I do kind of crave an SLC moment in like late September, early October.
I know.
Should we do it? Should we just book a random
we should
show
just
there?
go. Yeah.
We'll just book a show.
Also, when it was snowing, it looked heavenly. So cozy.
I don't really like.
You don't like snow?
I used to love it as a kid being in the Northeast, but I don't like it anymore. I just love fall.
I love the fall.
I am like truly Christian Girl Autumn.
You are Christian Girl Autumn.
I am.
You love a big scarf. You love Starbucks.
I do.
You love the fall, especially in New York.
I love late
And-
light sunlight, kind of gold amber sunlight.
You would wear skinny jeans and booties.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, why are all the women wearing frosted lip?
Don't
They
ask me.
All have it.
It's the new thing.
It's very sherry.
It is sherry coated. I wish that they would. Some of them wear a frosted lip on OC, but Gina has taken to wearing a sparkly lip, and I am about to make a citizen's arrest in Orange County.
Did you see Taylor's new hair?
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
What do you guys think of the short? It's not that short.
No, but for her, it's short.
I gasped
it's a
as
new
a
look.
woman with hair who flips out when they get it cut. I get it, but I'm happy for her. You know what? If Taylor Armstrong is happy,
I'm happy.
Then I'm happy.
Let her be happy.
But
Give her a fucking rest. She's been through.
please don't be my enemy.
She's literally. I'll never forget the 911
through
call
hell.
when she said, "I need my therapist." After
Kennedy was
discovering
back?
Russell's
Yeah,
body. Kennedy's back?
Kennedy's back. Like
She's in
makes an
college now?
appearance on the show. She's 17.
She normal?
It's mind blowing to see these girls grow up.
Portia?
I know it's unreal, but I just had a moment because I'm catching up on OC this season slowly but surely. And to see Kennedy again, I was just like, God, these women have been through so much together.
I just want her to be happy.
Me too. I really don't. I don't take joy in Taylor Armstrong's devastation. I take joy in her joy.
I like her being drunk.
I love a drunk meltdown every so often.
No, not like the suitcase drunk. I'm talking about like when she was outside of that restaurant recently being like, I'm the OG, bitch.
Yeah.
I
I
like
want her
that,
to be
Taylor.
celebrating.
And silly. So we cut over to lunch with Angie's back. which I'm like, thank God.
Angie K,
Angie K is getting lunch with Monica, who
used to work for Jen and
I'm obsessed with Monica.
love Monica. And essentially Jen said to her, want to make $600K? Just put this in your name. And then Monica called a lawyer.
No, she called her friend who's in the Secret Service.
And was like, what's the deal with this woman? And he said, stay the fuck away from Jen Shah. She's going to jail. And then in 2 months, she was arrested.
Yeah, he probably got word of the sting that was going down. I mean, that's literally one of those scams. It's like, want to make $20,000 a month? It's like, she is truly
Criminal.
a sinister person.
She's like a mob boss.
She was. And she was embroiling her assistants. How low can you get?
But also, I think everyone should be extremely suspect of anyone that has 8 assistants.
Who's not the president of the United States?
You don't need 8 assistants. Even the president doesn't have 8
No.
assistants.
But Jen Shah, oh, she did go lower because she scammed elderly people. But like, that's just so wrong. And like, that's such a awkward position to put someone who just started working for you in. Hey, want to make $600,000? Shovel this money around.
It's just so, it's so mafia crime boss.
And I would say Monica, wow, she has good instincts, but like that's anyone would. I feel like anyone, if they heard that, would be like,
If you start work and then the first week of work, your boss comes to you and says, hey, want to make $600,000? Just sign this document and put this like company in your name.
it's terrifying.
I was like, honest, I could see a moment where someone would be like, this sounds like a really good deal.
Wait,
Because if you're hard up,
yeah,
if you're hard up and then someone who's like glamorous is offering you money and you're really naive, you're going to be like very into that.
Also, though, this kind of makes me. No, I'm not going to say it.
What? Say it. My God.
I'm
No,
just
you're going to hold back now.
I'm surprised Sharif didn't know.
That's why I think he's out of the show and out. It's good that he's out of the limelight because
I think Jen took.
like a true fucking boss.
Yeah.
I go so bad. I swing back and forth.
Wow.
She's the Tony Soprano of Bravo.
She was like, I will save the man I love.
And my kids, they need
their dad.
one parent around.
Anyway, that's another story. So Queen Angie's meeting Monica.
And Lisa,
they've bonded. Their friendship formed out of a mutual hatred for Jen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barlow shows up and she doesn't recognize Monica.
You really have to make an impression on Lisa Barlow in order for her to remember that you exist, even if you've spoken to her multiple times and met her multiple times.
She's this woman. I don't know who this person is. Doesn't look anything like the Monica I know. The Monica I knew was blonde and had fair skin. This person, I'm like, okay, she dyed her hair and got a spray tan, Lisa.
She is totally different. And then Monica says that she knows Lisa really well because whenever Lisa would call Jen would put down the phone or give it to Monica and she'd have to listen to Lisa ramble on and on, which is my dream.
She said Jen would be like, I can't talk to her anymore. You take it. Which I'm like,
Jen had people, she had money to transfer. She could not listen to Barlow talk. And that has this big super gut of Lisa talking. And then she goes, I love culture. She goes, you know what I'm obsessed with right now? Anything maritime. That
she's operating on another matrix.
the gods are, you know how like we were talking like in ancient Rome, like the aliens helped them build it. And like, cause it's so informed. Like I feel like Lisa is tapped into that.
Yeah, I just think that Lisa's on like she sees like math when she looks at everything. Like she's operating on another
Anything maritime.
And she goes, I'll have sushi nachos. I was like, what?
Sushi nachos are the fucking bomb.
Are those like Asian nachos?
Yeah, they're like ahi tuna, like poke nachos or something.
That
like
sounds
on
good.
those kind of like Asian wonton chips.
Ooh.
And like ahi tuna
Mm-hmm.
with a little ponzu.
Angie has a Fendi purse that's $7,000.
Lisa goes, it's mink. Is that mink?
It's
It is.
mink.
It's mink.
Monica has 4 kids at 38, and her oldest is going to college. I'm like, wow.
In my brain, I was like, she was 10 years old. When she...
She was 9 years old when she had her first child.
Mhm. Monica, though, is also sinister because she says all their dark secrets are at the front of my mind because all Jen did was talk shit to her about everyone.
Yeah, she has ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, I think, senses that and immediately is like, she kind of negs her. Like, she kind of judges her for like, I feel like she judges her for having that many kids at a young age. Like, she's just a little judgmental of Monica, I feel like. Because then Monica says something about Lisa's just like, everything's going so well with me and John. Our kids are doing great. My son Jack is going on mission. Everything's going great. And then Monica's like, I know she's lying.
Can Lisa and John's marriage stand the test of time?
They will.
Because
they're sealed.
Yeah.
No, they take that seriously. I think that there will be something that comes out, though.
Definitely. Remember when they were like, Lisa sucked and fucked someone for jazz tickets?
Yeah, that was Mage, but
that
also
was the
like
first of many rumors to come. I feel like they're also gonna try to initiate a Barlow takedown hardcore because she is such a queen and an icon, and clearly everyone's obsessed with her as they should be.
they're coming for her.
They're gonna come for her fucking wig. They are about to try and step on
Operation.
her neck and destroy her, and I will not let that happen.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like Stalingrad. They're gonna be like, we'll take down everyone as long as we win. We'll throw everyone into the wolves too. Like Heather, they will take her down. Meredith.
Heather seems not that hard to take down because she seems like more of a human being. Lisa is operating like, I don't believe that Lisa Barlow is actually like human, made of like blood and bone as the rest of us.
By the way, I made that Stalingrad reference because last night I was watching a show on Apple TV that made a Stalingrad reference that I continue to watch.
Don't tell me
Invasion.
about what you are watching.
Invasion. It is the most boring ass bad. I'm sorry. It is the worst show on television. I'll say that. I don't give a fuck.
I have never even heard of that show.
There's bus advertisements.
What's it about? An invasion?
An alien invasion, but it's like,
Why is it boring? Do you see the
there's
alien?
no invasion. They keep beating the aliens and then they keep coming back.
So it's really
Humans.
trying to.
Yeah,
It's
like
just trying.
trying.
It should
It
be
should
the
be called trying. Then I'd be like, all right, that's kind of Mage. It's a
That's
whack.
a mislead. You could do a class action lawsuit.
I want a class action lawsuit in it because I keep I'm like, give us what the end of the season last season. It was like we thought we destroyed
Like
the aliens.
they are actually going to invade this time.
No, well, at the end, it's like they came the first wave. We destroyed them, and then at the very last moment, you see a giant ship coming. So it's like they're here to stay. They're
You're
coming.
like, no, it's
that
invasion.
was the first wave, and then we come up on like pandemonium in the streets. Like that's what we want to see. We want to see the aliens coming, like people screaming, people being killed, and then boring. Apple TV boringness, and then all of a sudden they shoot the aliens down again last night, and then all the ships come down, and then everyone's celebrating, and we're only third episode in.
Interesting.
So I'm like, are they going to come back again?
They probably will.
I mean, that's kind of like relentless, which I'm like, damn, that's pretty bleak too. If they're just like a never-ending, like
It's a never-ending war.
yeah,
Intergalactic warfare.
but it's still like trying,
Attempting.
maybe
The second attempt.
third attempt.
Third attempt. Apple TV, there's just something about it that all the shows on there remind me of a screensaver.
I mean, apparently that show Shrinking's great. I
know, I've heard that
I want to
too.
watch that because I love. I mean, it sounds awesome. And that show,
That one show.
Servant, that M Night Shyamalan.
Oh, that show was dumb.
It was good.
I watched the first season and I was into it, and then the second season just took a turn. And I was like, this show has. What am I watching?
I do love Lauren Ambrose,
She's great in it.
but yeah, they're all just they are kind of like very they look like prestige TV, a lot of the shows, but then you watch it and you're like,
Yeah, I was like, I thought that
there's so much budget.
it's strange though. There's something about Apple TV that like can't suck me in, and I pay for it.
No, but this show, it has all the makings of like a epic, like almost like Game of Thrones, like season spanning, like crazy, but it never lands.
Attempt.
And I hate criticizing shows because
Do
one,
you? That's all we do on this
no, but I like
podcast.
never want to like, no, I'm talking about like scripted shows. I get really like, because one, I just feel like it's like, I genuinely feel like if you get a show made on TV, like that's so much work. And it's like, when I see people who work in TV writing and like screenwriting, boldly taking down shows left and right, I'm like, damn, you're secure. Because
I feel like we do take down a scripted show we haven't said. And just like
no, I'm just like, well, yeah.
I like this backtrack though.
No,
I
not
like
backtrack.
I like
just,
this stance.
I try to be careful though, because it's like that person could be hiring me one day. I'm pretty. I'll be transparent. We're on strike, whatever. But I'm also just like, I see people sometimes boldly, really going after the writing and stuff of a show, and I'm like, wow, you're just really. But this show, I must say something.
Yeah, if
I see something, I will say something.
That's the line in the sand that I have. If you see something, say something. I invite people to see something, say something, and they do about this show and about you and I. So it's like, I think everyone sees something. And if you have a platform to say something, feel free.
And I'm sticking with it. I'll keep watching. I'm in the third attempt. Maybe.
I love trying.
Anyway, so yeah, Monica, at one point Lisa goes, I love food. She goes, never in my life have I made eggs.
Lisa could write a book of just quotes.
Mm-hmm. So Heather and Whitney, they did that weird thing where they just like, they were like, oh, by the way, we had this really seismic conversation that we're not going to show you, but we'll show you like a second of.
And we're fine now.
Yeah. I was like, I hate when the show does that.
But also, anytime in Housewives when anyone says, like, we've decided to live and let live, you know that they fucking hate each other. And it's moments before the best debts.
So Heather and Whitney are throwing a renewal luncheon to sort of heal all the fractures in their friend group, in quotes. Mm-hmm. And so they go to this place called the Lake House. It's just another venue. Looks kind of nice.
Heather is getting the gathering ready, putting all the apps out.
The food, I was hungry.
Me too. And then friends start to pour in. One of them I noticed immediately, Mary K. Who is she? Whomst. I need more of her. I think she will be making her presence known. If this outfit and look is any indication, we'll be seeing much more of her.
Whitney arrives, and she kind of gives Heather a semi-frosty greeting. Whitney was weirdly silent this episode.
Whitney's also changing her cadence a bit and her voice a bit. Didn't you notice it was less Whitney Rose? It wasn't as Whitney as it usually is.
Is she self-conscious?
I feel bad. But I also feel like
bad.
that's maybe part of her healing journey is to stop talking like that.
She's, but she was kind of mute this episode. Mm-hmm. I didn't really.
She walked into the open air area where the party gathering is and saw Mary Cosby and she goes, "Is this a joke?
Is this really Mary Cosby? Or is it a hologram?" And then the editors make like a glitchy effect on Mary to make it look like a hologram. I was like, wow, they're good.
I love the thought of Whitney being like so like not trusting of anyone, being like, this is a setup. Like she
went, oh my gosh. The minute she walked in, she looked at Heather and she went, oh, this is a setup. This is a fucking setup.
This is a hologram.
Mary is here to kill me.
She's like Irma Vep.
She is
just slinking around and thinking like everything is a setup.
This is a setup.
Now
I feel bad that we made fun of her so much.
I know, but it's fine.
I wonder if she heard us specifically.
I'm sure she probably saw some video because I think they did TikTok numbers, but whatever. That's how she talks. What do you want?
And we have nothing but love for the Wild Rose.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I want her to
would
keep
just
wilding.
let it go. It's fine.
They better not.
She's not going to be as wild because she's in therapy.
No, and I feel like they're slowly. I have this gut instinct that they're phasing her out.
But why?
I just
But why, pray tell?
I just got the vibe.
Okay. Interesting.
Lisa arrives with Angie and Monica, and she sees Mary, and she's like, "Hi, Mary." And she goes, "Surprised that Mary's being nice to me, considering the last time she texted me." And she reads the text, and Mary apparently said, "Lisa, you're the biggest idiot. You're a black widow, and you're the biggest liar in Utah. You will kill people with your tequila."
With your nasty tequila. I mean, I've never tried Vita, but it just doesn't read as being like delicious to me.
I love "you're a black widow."
She said, "You're a witch."
You're a witch, and you're the biggest liar in Utah.
I love also, did Lisa come in and hug? She goes, "Hi, Mary." And then they like hug. She goes, "Oh, side hug."
Yeah, and it almost looked like she was sitting on her lap. And Mary went, "It was really good to see Lisa, yeah." I was like, wow.
So then Monica earns her episode fee by going, "So, cheers, everyone. Who here's read the book?" about Heather's book,
The
which I was
producer.
like, the best possible question you could ask, because I also really wanted to know. And everyone is just silent. And then it cuts to Mary, and she mutters to herself. She goes, "No one's reading that book."
And then Heather goes, "I'm not surprised. I don't think anyone reads here." It was a good read.
I don't think anyone wants to read.
I don't want to read Bad Mormon.
You don't want to read it? Me neither. I get it. I watched the show.
And she goes, she said something about Angie K. And she goes, "And that's why she's not in the book."
When you're like that about the book, it makes me want to read it even less. Lisa goes, "Am I in the book? Tell me everything." I love not reading someone's book.
Am I in it?
That's literally like me when my friends write a book, though. I do read every book that anyone I know has written, I've read, because
Yeah, you
I'm
would
so
think.
curious. Even if I hate them and I don't want to read it, I'll end up reading it.
Or just one of these women should just have like an assistant read the book.
Yeah, make Cliff's notes for them.
But like if I will say like just on a logical, like for tact, for strategy really, I would read my co-star's book so I could have ammo
True.
going into the next season and be like, I have all my points made. Like I want to be fully versed. It's like when Caroline read Teresa's book and
You
found
should
all
have an
that shit.
assistant read it aloud to you during your downtime.
When you're not working Sundance.
But my favorite thing in how I think too is initially when someone writes a book that I know, I'm like, I'm never going to read this. I'm going to be a hater and jealous. And then I go, "Am I in the book? Tell me everything."
I know. Am I in the thank you and the acknowledgements?
Tell me everything.
Tell me everything. Am I in it?
I forgot people started a rumor that Meredith was on ketamine.
Well, first Heather goes, "Let's leave it all at the brunch today. And cheers to renewal." And then everyone cheers. And then Meredith pulls Jen aside.
Pulls Whitney.
Or she pulls Whitney. No, Meredith pulls Lisa aside.
Oh yeah, and
And she goes,
she's
which I was surprised by.
me too.
But I was like, Meredith's smart. She knows Lisa's the fan favorite. So she's like, gotta sidle it back next.
And they were better together. Terrence and Philip vibes, remember?
And Lisa goes, "I'm not surprised she's reaching out to me. I mean, I would miss me too."
I am
Ooh.
happy when Lisa Barlow's happy.
Mhm. Yeah, Whitney spread the rumor apparently that Meredith did ketamine.
I'm obsessed with that rumor. It's very specific and I believe it.
But apparently it was Lisa who spread the rumor.
Which makes it even better. And then they argue about bathtub gate, which is like, I'm bored, but Whitney did say, "It is my right to prefer to take a bathtub alone."
And she goes, "Oh, Meredith, it was a shady joke. It was a shady joke." And then Meredith does an impression of Whitney that is actually really funny.
Wait, I didn't miss
Meredith's
that.
impression of Whitney is like, "Yes." And like she does like, it's pretty good.
She realized that a Whitney voice can take you far. I
And
see
Meredith
you.
goes-
I see you, Meredith.
She looks at
watching.
Whitney and she goes, "Look at me. I don't hold grudges." I'm like,
It seems like you absolutely.
seems
This
like-
would be a grudge.
yeah. And then Whitney goes, "Okay, let's agree to disagree. I don't want to spend any more brain cells on this." And then Meredith goes, "Save your brain cells. Save your brain cells."
Whitney goes, "Okay.
Okay.
Okay." I think as Whitney, it seems like maybe she does want to get like more mentally healthy And with that might also come leaving this reality TV show. But I don't think that I don't see them like trying to phase her.
I got the inkling of a friend of season coming.
Okay.
Also, we see that her relationship's
I know.
teetering, which I'm like,
Good. That guy's gross.
A scrub.
He's a pig.
He's a fucking sex pig.
Then they have a snowball activity where they snowball.
Mary watches from a window.
They go, Heather's like, now we all take to the field where we're going to get a little frustration out. And Mary goes, I'm not doing that. No.
I don't blame her.
I'm obsessed with her. Someone goes, where's Mary? She's watching.
She's in the window.
She's sitting at a chair in the window. She goes, what's going on? Are they having fun?
I get that though. Like I remember being at like a birthday party and like all the boys were like, let's all go play like touch football. And I'd be like, why?
I also just love Mary. Like Bravo has been trying for a long time. I think the pandemic really started it, but like little physical challenge things started to crop up more in their reality television like universe. And it definitely is a ploy. Like these, and the way they edited it, it's like these women are like, meh, but they make it look like they're kind of trying harder. And Bravo's trying to perfect that and make it seem more natural. And Mary refuses to buy into those hijinks. And I actually respect that she's willing to die on that hill.
But I also think that that's fading a little because now that the world is like open again and like everyone can like do, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of hijinks. There's a lot. You might not recognize them on their face right away, but Bravo loves a hijinks.
That's true. It's like a ropes course.
They love it. Mm-hmm.
I was watching an OC where they do a ropes course and then Shannon accidentally steps on Vicky's hand and you just see Vicky go, "Oh, Shannon! You stepping on my..." It's literally shrieking. Like,
they're all scream crying by the end of that ropes course. That's a iconic episode.
But I just love Vicky. "Oh, Shannon!" Anyway, so that's the end of the pilot. It is.
It is. The pilot. The
pilot of season 4. You see Meredith tackle Lisa. So I'm like, okay, they're being playful girlies.
I'm ready for them to make up. Meredith needs it more than Lisa does.
Yeah.
But I feel like Meredith is going to have claws out at Barlow.
She is. It's coming.
Mm-hmm. This season looks really promising.
Yeah, I was really shocked. And it looks...
Heather going, pack your bags and leave. Who's she saying that to?
Probably Whitney.
What are they even beefing over? I forget.
I really think they're jealous of each other.
Yeah.
I think they're both like...
Women pitted against other women.
Well, it's like, if you go on a show with family, there's going to be drama.
Very true.
Melissa, Teresa.
It's really tough to...
Caroline, Dina.
I would never go on a show with any of my family members.
No, but it's like, it's always going to happen.
True.
And I think they are actually blood cousins.
True.
And I think it's just like a weird dynamic when you're on with a family member. And unless you're like solid Kyle Kim, Kyle Kathy, it always happens.
Mm-hmm.
So don't go on a show with your family.
Do not.
No. With a sister or sister-in-law or even a cousin. Do not do it. Because your relationship will end.
No, it'll be curtains for you.
Curtains.
Wait, when is that fucking girls trip coming out where Brandy attacks Caroline Manzo? Is that getting shelved because of the lawsuit?
Probably.
I
Insurrect.
will be at the front doors of NBC Universal chaining myself to them. I will chain literally everyone inside that building and chain myself to the doors until and I will not let them out until they push the release button.
I just want to see when Vicky asked Caroline if she worked at the hotel in Marrakesh.
She doesn't know who she is. Can you just release like the Vicky footage? Just make it Vicky's trip and do like the Vicky cut and have her narrate the whole thing. I would pay $100 to see that. Someone
Anyway.
at Bravo needs to steal the footage and release it on the dark web. It's time to get fucking nasty. No rules, just right. We need that. If that gets taken away, I'm gonna be so furious.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? Like, the industry is in a state of ruin right now.
I know.
So just
someone has got to steal it. I feel like that's the only way. I don't encourage crime on this podcast, but it would be interesting if someone just took
the footage,
took the tapes,
the Gumbelson tapes. Anyway, let us know what you think about the first episode of season 4. Are you happy to be back with the SUQs? The sucks.
Let us know.
Do you want us to go back to Salt Lake City? Do you want us to come back? People who live in Salt Lake City?
Yeah, we should just do another show. I'll bet more people would come to the show this time. Even though 80 people showed up, which was huge.
It was rowdy. It was the
rowdiest show we've ever had.
The drunkest people. They were all live, laugh, loving, partying, and I was obsessed.
I want to do a snowy show.
I want to fall again.
Okay.
I can't do the snow.
And we have to go to Valters.
Must go to Valters. Ruth's Chris is a good second option always.
Oh my God, Ruth's Chris was so good.
That
was one of the best steak experiences of my life.
Yeah, it was for me too because you were terrifying until you resurrected.
Well, I get too hungry.
No, I get it.
It's like that Snickers commercial. We had a really long day, but we'd love to come back. Let us know.
Let us know.
Bye.
Shout out to the cult.
Yeah, before we forget. God, you keep me young. No. We're still at 18.
Okay.
But that's a respectable number for a cult.
For after a little hiatus.
For after August to stick around.
For after. Cult members.
Danielle McMillan.
Lady
Swamp, which gives no fucks.
Lady Swamp gives no fucks.
Mazel tov. Mary. Maisie McKierney. Mike Earhart. Sharon Baum. Realtor. Courtney Kesselman. Carrie Whitmer. Owsley. Mariah K. Kathy West. Rochelle Martino. Kit Moore. Nick Sidiotis. Emily. Kim Lucas. Jeffrey Pratama.
Pratama.
Thank you guys.
Ciao.
Bye.